All right, good afternoon, everybody. We are so excited that you are joining us this evening for the Illinois ACAC Virtual College Fair. Just a few housekeeping things before we get started. My name is James. I'll be facilitating. You can ask questions via the Q&A function. One thing I want to just remind you of is if you want to go ahead and address those specifically to the college or university that you're wanting to hear from, that way you're not getting five different random answers. Your camera and microphone are off, and so that Q&A function is going to be the best way for you to communicate with us. There are additional sessions that will be happening over the next hour, and you can sign up for those on strivescan.com/Illinois. And that is also where you will be able to access recordings of this session, as well as all of the other ones that are happening today, as well as those that happened yesterday. And just for a bit of reference, you are in session E2, and so you'll be hearing from 5 outstanding institutions. And to get us started, we are going to hear from Midwestern University.
All right, thank you, James. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here so I can pull up the presentation that we have. All right, so hopefully everyone can see that okay. Welcome, thanks so much for being here. My name is Nicole Little. I am a senior admissions counselor with Midwestern University. Midwestern is located in Downers Grove, Illinois. It's about a half an hour west of Chicago. If you've never heard of Midwestern before, don't worry, you're certainly probably not alone as a high school student. We are actually a graduate-only institution that offers a variety of healthcare programs. So if you're wondering why we're here today, at kind of an undergraduate college fair, it's because we do offer quite a few pathways for high school seniors specifically, or first year college students to transition into some of our healthcare programs. And that's kind of what I want to focus on specifically for the next few minutes. First off, though, of course, is our history. So even though we might not be a widely known institution at the high school level, we actually do have a really long history. So we were initially founded as a medical school, the American College of Osteopathic Medicine and Surgery, all the way back in 1900. So we have well over 100 years of experience in educating and graduating successful healthcare professionals. As of today, though, we do have 12 different graduate level healthcare programs, and we are going to review that list in just a moment here. And our entire campus houses about 3,000 students at any given time, but we have over 20,000 alumni practicing all throughout the US. And that picture that you see right down there is a really nice aerial view of our Downers Grove campus. It's a really pretty walkable campus. It's about 100 acres, so you can walk the entire thing in about 15 to 20 minutes. One of my favorite things is that it's very green, it's very natural. So if you're someone that kind of likes to get out and explore nature or be outside to de-stress or just enjoy yourself in between classes, there's lots of opportunities to do that on our Downers Grove campus. Our campus is what we call a secure campus or a closed campus, which is definitely something that's really important to a lot of students and especially their parents or their families as well. So being a secure campus, that means that we are a closed campus. So we have fencing all around our campus and we have a security booth right in front. So anyone that is not a faculty or student here on campus always has to go through security in order to be allowed onto campus or any of our buildings, which again is something that gives our students and their families a lot of reassurance. Like I said, we're a nice suburban location, so you get the best of suburban living along with everything Chicago has to offer. Again, very green, very natural. And even though we are a graduate-only institution, we're going to offer all the same things that you're probably really going to enjoy while you're an undergrad. That includes on-campus housing, an exercise facility, a student commons, cafeteria, all those really basic necessities. Here is the listing of all the programs that we offer. Again, they are graduate only and healthcare only. So we have a really specific focus as an institution. We have a medical school, an optometry school, a pharmacy school, also dental, physician assistant, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech language pathology, clinical psychology, and a master's of public health. So we pretty much offer everything you can think of other than nursing. That's like the one that we don't have covered at this point. But we do have all these different healthcare programs. So if you're looking to go to a healthcare program here within the Chicagoland suburbs, we pretty much got all of you covered there. But the top three that you see, these ones in yellow, these are programs that offer specific certain pathways for high school students. For all of these programs, we typically do require a bachelor's degree, which you could complete at any regionally accredited institution. We also do accept coursework from community college. That is an option if that's something you want to consider. But for these three at the top here, we do have some very specific partnerships. The first is for our DO program. We are partnered with the Illinois Institute of Technology, or IIT, right in Chicago. If you were accepted to this program, it would be a 4+4. So you would do 4 years at IIT, and then you would start automatically at Midwestern after you achieve your bachelor's degree. And this is open to seniors in high school. So you'll want to start that application process during your senior year. Then we also do have a dual acceptance program for optometry. Now this program is also a 4+4, similar to the medical school program, but we are partnered with a lot of different institutions, including Benedictine, DePaul, Elmhurst. So some really great locations within the suburbs. That's kind of what you're thinking of staying in. So again, you would apply during your senior year in high school. And then we also do have an option for those who are freshmen as well. And then finally, we have an early assurance program for our College of Pharmacy. So this is partnered with a lot of different schools, some great four-year institutions, as well as a few community colleges as well. This one is a bit different from our medical school and our optometry school program because you only have to do 2 years at the undergraduate level. So you would go to, let's say, Lewis University for 2 years, and then you would get your pharmacy degree within 3 years from Midwestern University. So you would graduate with your PharmD within 5 years. So it's a really nice, fast program. Once again, you would apply during your senior year of high school or your first year as a freshman. And if you do have a lot of interest in pharmacy, I definitely encourage you to look into our Pharm Academy program. So this is about a 5-day program that we hold every single summer that is open to high school juniors and seniors who get to come to campus, spend some time with our students and faculty members, and get to learn a whole lot more about the pharmacy profession and Midwestern University. So those are all the programs that we offer. Just a couple things I want to highlight. Again, we're a graduate-only institution that only offers healthcare programs, so that really singular focus. Our location in the Chicago suburbs is great for a lot of students that want all the access to Chicago, but with a slower lifestyle living in the suburbs. We do have a teaching emphasis, so if you really enjoy working one-on-one with your professors, you like having a good mentorship relationship with your faculty members, you definitely get that at Midwestern. We're also very service oriented. So if you enjoy volunteering, mission trips, etc., lots of opportunities for that. Then just real quickly, a couple pictures of some of the facilities we have here on campus. This is our Clinical Skills and Simulation Center, where you will spend lots of time working with practice patients, learning how to be a doctor or a pharmacist and develop all those different hands-on skills. We also have lots of other practice labs on campus for physical therapy, pharmacy, optometry. So we are very technology focused. So if you like working with and learning with your hands, that's a huge part of the Midwestern curriculum. And that is my presentation. So thank you so much. There's my contact information there. Jump on our website if you want some more info, or of course, just send me some questions in the chat. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much to Midwestern University for joining us. And again, for those of you joining as students or parents or whomever, please know that you are more than welcome to utilize the Q&A function if you have any questions from our participating institutions. So we are now going to hear from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christina Conroy. I am the Regional Admissions Manager at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. If my thing would load, I can start. There we go. Sorry. Okay, so located obviously in the city of Milwaukee in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That is where our campus is located. We are about 5 minutes from the beachfront. We're about a 5-minute drive from Lake Michigan, so super, super close to the lake. It's definitely walkable to campus, but it is also a 5-minute drive. So it's kind of a nice place that's nearby campus that students like to go when they're not in class, right when in the little bit sort of warmer months, beginning of school year, end of school year, over the summer, things like that. We're also about 15 minutes from downtown Milwaukee. So our campus is more in a residential neighborhood on the Upper East Side of Milwaukee. We're about a 15-minute drive from downtown. Still super easy to get to. We have the Milwaukee County Transit bus systems that come right to campus, and students can ride those for free with the use of their student ID and get around throughout the city of Milwaukee, whether they have an internship. A lot of our students will have internships with businesses located downtown, or if you just kind of want to explore the city, go to one of our many attractions, it's pretty easy to do that. We're also about a 90-minute drive from Chicago. So we're pretty close, just about an hour and a half, sort of straight north from Chicago, right along the lake. You're kind of there and we're super close. Left-hand side, you can kind of see some of these Milwaukee attractions, not an exhaustive list, lots and lots of things for students to get involved with, whether you're just wanting to explore the city and have fun on, a free day weekend, or internship opportunities for our students. We have a ton of those, excuse me. A little bit about our students. We are the most diverse school in the UW system. We're also the most transfer popular destination in the UW system. So we have a lot of students not only coming in from high school, but that are also transferring in from other 2- and 4-year universities, not only from Wisconsin, but as well as Illinois and other surrounding states. We have students coming here from all 50 states, 80+ countries, and we're about 19,000 undergraduate bachelor degree seeking students on our campus. We have about 600 students that are studying abroad annually. Average class size is between 25 to 30, so that faculty to student ratio, again, you can see right on that last box there, still pretty small, and classes will get smaller and smaller once you get a little bit farther and farther into your major. Typically, students have 1 or 2 large lecture classes their freshman and sophomore year, those general education classes, but they all have separate small breakout sessions outside of class time that's optional for students. And that's kind of how we keep some of those larger classes still feeling a little bit smaller and students still getting those one-on-one sort of attention. In regards to things outside of the classroom or outside of like class time, but still in the realm of academics, we are a top-tier research university. So we are an R1 status research institution. There's only about, I believe, like 250 or so in the entire country of these R1 status, and there's only 2 in the state of Wisconsin, and that's us and UW-Madison. So we're pretty proud to have this distinction, and we have a lot of undergraduate research opportunities for our students. You can kind of see on the screen here, these are sort of pictures of our students doing their undergraduate research in different areas. So I know a lot of times students hear research and they think more science-based majors, and while we absolutely do have research opportunities in those majors, we'll have them in every single academic area on campus. So if research is something that's kind of interesting to you, lots of really great opportunities, and students can get started with these research projects as early as their freshman year when they first start with us. In addition to that, we also have internships and co-ops. Like I said, in the city of Milwaukee, we have a ton of businesses. Most of the Fortune 500 companies that are in Wisconsin are located in Milwaukee. So their students have a huge variety of businesses that they can do internships with. We also have lots of students doing clinicals, student teaching, obviously, for our education majors, as well as field work, and sort of, again, being in such a large city, endless opportunities for some of these. A lot of our students will also, do an internship during the school year, and they can kind of do their classes in the morning and then go to their internship in the afternoon, or vice versa. And sort of being in the city allows them to do that because they're close to campus and they can kind of come and go throughout the day. So we've had a lot of students intern with a lot of really cool companies. I know, for example, some of our students have interned with the Brewers and the Bucks. Again, both those stadiums are about 15, 20 minutes from campus. So those have been pretty cool opportunities. A little bit about life on campus outside of academics. We have about 300 student organizations, and we are D1 as well. We have 15 men's and women's D1 athletic teams. And then we also do have club and intramural sports as well. A little less competitive, so if you still want to kind of get involved, you can do that at either club or intramural level as well. A little bit about our scholarships. We have a ton of different scholarships available that students can apply for after they're committed to UW-Milwaukee, but we have one in particular that is automatically awarded, and that is our Chancellor's Merit Scholarship. So you can kind of see how it's tiered here on the screen. for that scholarship eligibility. It's really just based on your GPA and it's automatically applied. So after you submit your application, you're admitted, you're automatically awarded this scholarship if you sort of match in these sort of GPA tier levels. Otherwise, we have a ton of scholarship students can apply for via our scholarship portal once they do submit their application to us and are accepted. And so not all of these are GPA based. Our scholarships on that portal are sort of a variety of different qualifications students have to be eligible for them. A little bit about our applications. So you can kind of see here in terms of when our application opens or is due. August 1st, it's going to open every year. So if you're any juniors here, it'll open this year, this coming August. Sounds like it's far away, but it's coming up pretty soon. That'll open August 1st for fall 2022. We start reviewing those September 1st for admissions decision. Again, FAFSA opens every year, October 1st. And our priority deadline for fall is March 1st each year, but we do still accept applications after that. So if there are any seniors, we still are accepting applications, but I would encourage you to submit those as soon as possible. And then May 1st is that sort of decision deadline when all of those next steps and things are due. You can also see on this left-hand side here, visit opportunities. We are currently doing in-person tours, so you can register for those at uwm.edu/visituwm. We do those Monday through Saturday at a variety of different times. So I believe our May dates should be posted pretty soon. So you can get on there and come see us in person and kind of get a sense a little bit about UW-Milwaukee. Thank you so much, everyone. If you have any questions for me, I can answer those for you in the chat.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening and presenting. And again, just as a quick reminder, please feel free to send in those questions if you have any extra information that you're needing. Moving right along, we are now going to hear from Trine University.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Goplin. I'm the Regional Director of Admission located right here in Illinois for Trine University over in Indiana. I'm not sure many of you have heard of Trine University, so I wanted to give you a glimpse into all that we have to offer. Trine University is a private four-year university that was founded in 1884 as Tri-State University. It was actually a teacher education college to begin with. During World War I and World War II, we adopted engineering and STEM as one of our main focuses to help aid in the war efforts. Over 130 years later, Trine has grown to just over 2,000 undergraduate students and about 5,000 total students, including graduate and doctoral students. We are one of the fastest growing private schools in the state of Indiana. Our campus is located right there on the star that you see there. In Angola, Indiana, on 450 acres that is actually surrounded by our very own 18-hole golf course. Angola is a college town that has about 18,000 people and swells up to about 30,000 during the summer due to all the lakes in the area. It's a big vacation spot. There are many bars, restaurants, lake rentals, and more to enjoy as a student around the community. You just need to have your student ID for those discounts. We are roughly about 2 hours and 45 minutes east of Chicago. And I thought the best way to give you a little glimpse into campus, it was to show you around. This is Trine University's main campus. First, I want to show you some newest additions to campus. So let's start with the MTI Center. The MTI Center, of course, mainly houses our men's and women's basketball team, which both finished in the top 10 in the nation this year. But in addition to that, the arena that you see there, it also includes a bowling alley for men's and women's bowling, as well as recreational bowling, an esports facility with the anticipation for a second coming very soon, and workout facilities and our clubhouse for our golf course that you see there. Another really new addition to campus is also our Thunder Ice Arena for men's and women's hockey, as well as our figure skating and synchronized skating teams. That we also host recreational skating there as well too. Next, I want to show you some things that are on their way to campus in the very near future. First is our School of Computing that you see there. That was actually just announced that will be breaking ground here this summer right after graduation, and that will be a facility that will hold our cybersecurity, our virtual reality labs, and we'll, as I said, we'll be breaking ground here hopefully in the very near future. Something that we've already broken ground with and have already started is our brand new golf course apartments, which mimic our residence halls that we already currently have, which house about 2 or 3 students depending on size of room. and is much like a nice big hotel style room. On the academic side of things, Trine offers 36 majors from about 5 different schools, including our School of Engineering, Business, Education, Arts and Sciences, and Health Sciences. These majors have produced some of the executives of the biggest companies in the world, the founder of Food Lion, the inventor of the dimples on the golf ball, and the inventor of the in-dash car radio. Quickly, I just wanted to run through these majors and show you guys what we have to offer. The School of Engineering is our largest school, with some of our newest majors being mechatronics and robotics, and our fastest growing being biomedical engineering. But we are ABET accredited on many of those. Some of great places for our students to get internships are located right here. And as you can see, they're not just regionally located, but they're nationally located, and some even internationally located as well too. Next is our School of Business. One of our very unique majors, having a golf course on campus, is our golf management program. We send students all over the country to run their own golf courses. The next one is the Frank School of Education, which is the first small private school to be Google Teach certified and boasts about 100% job placement rate for the past 4 years. The Jannon School of Arts and Sciences, with its newest edition, Actuarial Sciences. This school often sends students on to grad school. And lastly, our fastest growing school at Trine is our School of Health Sciences. We offer direct entry programs into both our doctoral physical therapy program and our physician assistant programs. And you can see all the majors listed there as well too. On the athletic side of things, we are Division III, and we have about 25 varsity programs and about 35 total athletic teams, including some of our newest: acrobatics and tumbling, women's wrestling, hockey, synchronized skating, esports, and bowling. If you don't want to participate though in varsity or club sports, you could certainly check out our intramural offerings throughout the year. Trine has about over 70 clubs and organizations, ranging from Greek life organizations, intramurals, and just hobby programs. And if there isn't something that we do have now, you just need to find 4 other students and a faculty or staff member, and you can start your own program at Trine University. Next, I want to just touch briefly on the application process. We are rolling admissions, so once you get the necessary items in, we make an admissions decision from there and a scholarship decision right at that point. Our scholarships range anywhere from right around $8,000 to about $25,000 per year based on your merit, your GPA. We are test optional next year, and we were test optional this year as well too. So you just need to submit your transcript to Trine University, or you can feel free to submit your ACT or SAT score as well too. You aren't at a disadvantage either way. You're evaluated pretty similarly either way on that end. Our application opens up here shortly, actually, for the year, but you won't be able to submit your transcript until you complete your junior year. So I would say, wait until this summer, fill out the application, get us your transcript when that's available for the end of your junior year, and then go from there. Lastly, we are currently open for in-person campus visits, so I encourage you to come over to campus. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can certainly set up a virtual option to come talk with me, or come on over and I'll show you around. But I invite you to come on over here. Also connect with us on our socials there. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you so much to Trine University for joining. And again, just as another reminder, please feel free to send in those questions. We have just 2 more presenters. So in order to give them time to get back to you, you'll want to go ahead and send in those questions. We are now going to hear from DePaul University.
All right. Not sure if you can all hear me, but I hope you do. I am Orlando Ramirez, and I'm an assistant director of admission at DePauw University in Indiana, not DePaul in Chicago. And we are a private liberal arts school and sciences school in Greencastle, Indiana, which is about 45 minutes away from Indianapolis. We're 3.5 hours away from Chicago, the same distance to St. Louis, 2.5 from Cincinnati, and 2.5 from Louisville. So DePaul is a liberal arts school with a school of music as well. We have a completely residential campus, meaning that all of the students live on campus all 4 years. And before you start worrying about like, oh, am I going to be stuck in a dorm all 4 years? We have plenty of different housing options, including Greek houses where you can live with your fraternity brothers and sorority sisters. So as you can see on the next slide, oh, wrong one. Let's see. As you can see on the next slide, we are the #1 private liberal arts school in Indiana, and we are a top 50 nationally ranked liberal arts school in the country, according to US News and World Reports. What that means is that our students are doing incredibly well after they graduate. Outside of the liberal arts education, our students are paired with mentors, they're paired with advisors to really hone in on a lot of experiential learning opportunities and getting real firsthand experience in whatever area they're interested in. So our students tend to be leaders in the school. They love to get their hands dirty in a lot of different organizations, leadership roles, and experiences off campus as well, meaning study abroad or also internships and research. As you can see, speaking about studying abroad, we are the #4 school of our type of institution in the country to send the most amount of students abroad. I think last year we had nearly 400 students out of 2,000 students that were abroad before the pandemic hit. So we are among the top 50 most beautiful campuses, and you would definitely have to visit campus in order to see it for yourself. But with the school size being at around 2,000 students, that means that the average class size is going to be around 15 to 17 students, student to faculty ratio of 8:1. So because of that, you really have a lot of ownership in your classes. You don't come to a class full of 200 students. You come to a class of about 12 to 15. You're contributing to that classroom just as any other peer in that class and your professor. So it does give you a different experience, and you just own the experience a little bit more. We do have a School of Music where students can study performance, music education, and as you can see there, about 30% of our students are student athletes. We are a Division III school with about 23 varsity teams, and some of them very, very competitive, including our national champion winning team, women's basketball team, who has won 2 division championships in the division. We also have students from all over the world coming to DePauw. I can tell you my first year roommate was from Bangladesh, which provided a really great experience, learning experience for myself. And that really does lend to the community where students are really enjoying that global mindset, that global exposure in Greencastle, Indiana. When you come to DePaul, you'll graduate with a Bachelor of Arts degree in one of our 49 majors or from the School of Music. As you can see, these are our top 10 majors, but all of our students come in undecided. Whether you know you want to study a particular major or you don't, it's perfectly fine because you have until the end of your sophomore year to declare your major. And with that, you can create your own major. You can do a double major or even a triple major. And you're basically exposing yourself to a lot of different fields of study and disciplines so that you can actually have a really agile, nimble mindset in whatever career you go into. We do have 3 pre-professional programs as well. So pre-law, pre-health, and also engineering. And we have students going to some top med schools and law schools as well. Among them, Notre Dame, Johns Hopkins, Georgetown, Indiana University's law school and med school programs. So you are being prepared very well for those type of professional schools. In addition to the 49 different majors, we do have 4 honors programs, and 3 of them really help our students who have a really great idea of what they want to do when they graduate, just kind of focus on those areas. So one in environmental studies, another one in business and management, and another one in the media. All of these programs have internship opportunities that are guaranteed to the students. Places like Goldman Sachs, PricewaterhouseCoopers, CNN, The Today Show, NBC, the New York Times. So these programs really do help position our students in some really great areas. And when they graduate, or by the time they're graduating, they do have multiple offers as a result of these internships. DePauw, because it's in Greencastle, Indiana, our students are getting involved in so many different areas, whether that is athletics or the School of Music, or from the many organizational events that are happening on campus, whether it's a major guest speaker, like you can see Malala Yousafzai there. We've had 6 prime ministers from the UK come through one lecture series that we have on campus. In our clubs and organizations, we do have a rich tradition with fraternity and sorority life. About 67% of our students are involved in Greek life, and that really lends to some really great networking opportunities as well as leadership opportunities. And so with that, we have students graduating from DePauw who become really successful in any field, whether that is business, whether that's in media, whether it's in the med field. We do have a Nobel Prize winner in the medical field. We have multiple Forbes 30 under 30 recipients in all areas of business. We have CEOs of major Fortune 500 companies. We have entrepreneurs who have founded things like ESPN and some other companies as well. And so our students know that when they come to DePauw, they're going to be in an environment that's going to push them academically, but also really engage them in a lot of experiential opportunities that they can develop technical skills, interpersonal skills, leadership skills, and really succeed in their areas. So, I missed one slide. I really wanted to encourage you to follow us on social media. On Monday mornings, you can actually see in our stories that all of the different events that are going to happen throughout the week, so you could get a really good idea of what our students are doing and also participating in as they're on campus. Like my colleague at Trine was saying, Alex, you do want to come visit to campus. We are accepting visitors, and you can register on our website to do so. Thank you very much, and we appreciate any questions you have for us.
All right, thank you so much to DePauw for joining us. And last but certainly not least, we are going to hear from the University of Michigan.
Awesome, thank you so much. And I will go ahead and pull our presentation up. All right, greetings everyone from the University of Michigan. My name is Megan Lakatis, and I serve as the Illinois Regional Admissions Recruitment Coordinator within the U of M Office of Undergraduate Admissions. Alongside me tonight, I also have my colleague Rachel Taylor, and she is an admissions officer also within our office, here to help answer any questions that you might have. So make sure to throw your questions in the Q&A for us tonight. Together, Rachel and I both recruit and support students in Illinois considering a Michigan education, and we both happen to be U of M alumni as well. So we're excited to connect with you tonight to share information about U of M from both the admissions and the student perspective. To begin today's U of M overview, I would first like to acknowledge that U of M resides on the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary lands of the Anishinaabe people. In 1817, the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi nations made the largest single land transfer to the University of Michigan, ceded through the Treaty of Fort Meigs, so that their children could be educated. We recognize the history of displacement of Native communities that facilitated the founding of the university, and we acknowledge the sovereignty of tribal lands, and we reaffirm contemporary and ancestral Anishinaabe ties to this land, as well as the profound contributions of Native Americans to the University of Michigan. Just as we acknowledge the ancestry of the land on which we live, I do also feel compelled to speak to both the reality and very serious impacts of racial injustice within our country. Black Lives Matter, and we acknowledge the active role our institution must play in this conversation around addressing and combating racial and systemic injustice, and in forging a path towards positive change. I do also want to acknowledge the heightened injustices that the Asian American, and Pacific Islander community have faced throughout the pandemic, and voice our support of all minoritized communities, including the Latinx community, LGBTQ+ communities, Indigenous communities, and beyond. University of Michigan strives to foster a diverse, equitable, and inclusive community for all of our students, faculty, and staff across our campus. It is also important, though, to recognize that U of M is still a majority white institution, And we have an ongoing focus spearheaded by our DEI office on improving our climate of diversity to be supportive of all. Rachel's going to share a few links within the chat for all of you right now that share some of our campus goals, as well as student offices and university anti-racism initiatives. Now, as a whole, the University of Michigan is a large public research institution located in Southeast Michigan in Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor is consistently ranked as one of those quintessential best college towns within the nation. Ann Arbor itself is about a 4.5 to 5 hour drive away from Chicagoland, so not too far away. And together, U of M and Ann Arbor provide that quintessential college town experience with over 300 different restaurants to explore, NCAA Division I Big Ten athletic events to attend for 29 different varsity sports teams, and a really spirited campus community that attracts students from all 50 states and over 100 different countries. In fact, Illinois is consistently ranked as one of the most popular states for our undergraduate students to hail from. I also like to share that beyond geographic diversity, our students do identify with a diversity of backgrounds, including races, religions, cultures, and educational interests. In fact, 14% of our students identify as the first in their family to attend college, 18% of our students are Pell eligible, 27% of our students self-identify as students of color, and 17% of our students identify as part of the LGBTQ+ community. This really vibrant campus community, coupled with the opportunity to learn alongside your peers, absolutely enhances your experience as a Michigan student. Now, what attracts students to the university is our incredible undergraduate experiences available on campus. We offer over 280 undergraduate degree programs, 70% of which are ranked in the top 10 nationally, and over 90% are ranked in the top 20. So whatever you're thinking about studying, we're going to have really highly ranked undergraduate degree experiences available to you on campus. Many popular majors include pre-med, pre-law pathways, the College of Engineering, the Ross Bachelor's of Business Administration program, nursing, musical theater, political science, communication studies, that's what I studied, and so much more. Students are also really happy to see that our student to faculty ratio is just 15 to 1. So you're gonna have a lot of interaction with your faculty members, both inside and outside of the classes. Now, outside of the classroom, students participate in a variety of different extracurricular activities. We have over 100 different student groups and clubs to get involved in, including the Michigan Daily, which is the university's newspaper, Future Black Healthcare Professionals, La Casa, Dance Marathon, Student Government, or Fraternity and Sorority Life. U of M is also recognized as the #1 public research institution in the US, and you can get involved in research as early as your first year on campus. Over 1,300 of our undergraduate students participate in research. Now, becoming a Michigan student really does unlock a lifetime of potential that stays with you well beyond your years on campus, opening up an alumni network of over 630,000 living alumni around the world. So wherever you go, you truly do go blue. In terms of this community, it does open up a lot of options for internships, job experiences, and we are looking for emerging leaders just like you who want to contribute to that Michigan experience. But through our holistic application review, we aim to get to know the whole you. To do so, we do consider your academic strengths and rigor of your curriculum, your curricular involvement that shows that you will positively contribute to the U of M campus community, one teacher's letter of recommendation, and essays that provide insight to the person that you are and your interest in the University of Michigan. We know that this past year has presented many unprecedented challenges and raised some questions in terms of the application process too. For the class of 2021, we did adjust some of our application processes, including offering a test flexible opportunity to apply with or without test scores, and we adjusted our early action deadline. For the class of 2022, we are still continuing to monitor the pandemic, and once we have final decisions about our application processes, they will be available on our application changes website. It's always best to check back there. Please also know that at this time, we are unfortunately not hosting any on-campus tours or events. We do have a really informative virtual information session to get to know the university, and then you can attend a live post-information session Q&A with admissions counselors and current students to have any of your questions answered by our office. So we hope that this very quick overview helps to provide you with some more information about the University of Michigan, and we would love to stay connected with you. Please let us know if you have any questions. You can drop them in the Q&A, and thank you, and go blue.
All right, thank you so much to all of our colleges for these wonderful presentations. And because we do have just a little bit of time, I want to ask everybody to go ahead and turn on their cameras. And we're just gonna have a quick question here that I wanna pose to everybody. And so we can go ahead and answer that in the same order that you gave your presentation in. But that question is just gonna be, give an interesting or fun fact about your school, just something maybe you didn't get to share with us during your initial presentation.
So I guess I probably have to go first, right? Since I presented first.
Yes.
One thing I talked about during the presentation is how much I really do love our campus. And we're actually located right next door to a pretty large forest preserve that has about 3 miles of walking trails and a really nice little lake. So you see lots of wildlife in there, including deer and birds and all those kinds of things. But my favorite fun fact is probably last March, so March 2020, when all of this, COVID started happening and our school was less populated, it actually got so quiet on campus that we had a flock of turkeys move onto campus, which apparently are very aggressive. I did not know this. So we had to bring on a whole team of dogs and special handlers to chase the turkeys off our beautiful campus. But yeah, apparently we're not the only ones that really enjoy our campus here in Downers Grove.
I would say my favorite part about campus or my university is our campus is super compact and small. So we're kind of right, in the middle of the city, but we're in more of a residential neighborhood. And our campus is super compact. It's sort of one large square. It's about a 10-15 minute walk from one side of campus to the other. So I really like that it's a large university in a large city, and you kind of have, all the benefits that comes with, but also very, very compact in terms of like size of the actual campus, and buildings very close together, and everything sort of kind of goes up, not out. So it kind of is the best of both worlds. Sort of has a small feel, but still all the benefits of being in a big city and a large public university.
Yeah, so we're an engineering school in heavy STEM, so we actually have a hall of patents, and one of my favorite patents in there that our students have created is actually the loop-de-loop on the Hot Wheels set. One of my favorite patents that we have hanging on the wall, so kind of unique to us here at Trine.
So DePauw has one of the oldest college rivalries, particularly obviously in the Division III sector, but it's called the Monon Bell game, which is a rivalry between DePauw and Wabash College, which is an all-male school that's very close to DePauw. But this rivalry is very old. This year would have been the 127th game. I just included the Wikipedia page for the Monon Bell game. It's a nationally televised game. So obviously for a small liberal arts school in Division III, it's a really big deal for us. We get about 10,000 attendees to the game. I know for the University of Michigan, that's nothing, but it's nationally televised. For the past few years, it's been picked up by Fox Sports, and it's been a really great tradition that all of our students look forward to each year. On that Wikipedia page, you can see all the different wins and also the shenanigans that have happened between both DePauw and Wabash as we try to steal this 300-pound bell from each other. So.
I love that tradition. That's really fun to think about. I am going to keep with the sports theme too, football. So at the University of Michigan, we have the largest football stadium in North America, the Big House. You can fit 107,000 people within the stadium. I have been to a hockey game actually at the Big House that there were 114,000 people. So it's an amazing feeling when you're surrounded by that many people cheering for the Michigan Wolverines. Very spirited campus community to be a part of.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, not just for those presentations, but for adding a little bit extra there, just for students to get a better idea of your various campuses. So this about wraps up our time together. Again, thank you so much for joining us, students, parents, friends, advocates, and then to our college representatives, thank you so much for the information. There is going to be a quick survey as you exit this webinar. So if you wouldn't mind filling that out, it just allows StriveScan to hopefully continue to improve their virtual fair offerings. And there will be an additional set of sessions being offered over the next hour. So please feel free to sign up for those. And then StriveScan will be providing recordings of this session as well as all other sessions on the website strivescan.com/Illinois. So again, we thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you have a great evening and be well. Thank you.